So we've really come a long way to solve issues and also trying to create a chat room application. So we've come to the section that we want to try how we can send a message. Now, when I type hello and hit my enter, I want to see what will happen. So let me just refresh the application. So let's refresh the app and let's check our console. So I really want us to be checking our console to see how we are going through all these steps so that you can really have more understanding. And now we've joined and it will get the messages. Now let me kind of send a message and say hello. So you can see we have sent message. And the send message is all because of the action of send message over here, which is going to emit to our back end, and our back end emitting back to a message that is now going to definitely make a request to the chat room, and the chat room itself is located uh, it's a chat room API at our socket.js. Then that is going to insert this into the database without wasting time. So right now, let's save that again and let's try to send a message. I can say hello. Let me just refresh the app because sometimes React Native is working, especially some of the old versions. You can watch one of my videos on which crash course about React Native. Then you can maybe upgrade your app to that. Then I can say once more, say hello. So when we send hello, you can see we're also having an issue that is saying table chat room not found. So we are going to create a chat room table with all these values: the name, the chat user, the message ID, and the ID. So just come over to your MySQL and now over here click on new. We have to create something called chat room. So for the ID, let me see whether we are going to be using auto ID. So for the ID itself, we are not going to be using auto increments. We are going to use our hand to set the ID the way we want it. Then we also have message ID, the name, the hello, the date, and the chat user. So for the first one is the ID, which is going to be a variable character of 250. Secondly, message ID, same thing, of 250. The third one is name. The fourth one is the message itself. We're just going to add more column to this. So the message itself can be a text. So let's just get rid of varchar and just leave it as a text. So this one we can still limit this. And I'm going to add the message. Okay, I added the message. So I'm going to add date and chat user. So just come over here, click on this on the structure, add two columns after message. So it's gonna be sorry for that, guys. It's gonna be chat user and okay, we have three, not two. So come back. Structure. Let me just make it 4 in case I didn't see clearly again. So we have the date, chat user, and type. So I have date, chat user, and also the type. So the date is a variable character, maybe 250. Then the chat user, same thing, 250. The type, 250. So the type is nothing actually, but let's just leave it. So we've added that to our database, and let's refresh the application to see the outcome of what we've done. So just come over here and as well refresh our application, and let's observe what's going to happen. So all these errors are kind of making you to understand how to handle some things on your own whenever it comes to handling of errors. So I can say hello and hit enter. Let's refresh our database to see whether that already happened. So on chat room, So you can see the message that we just sent now, say hello. So that's how we can insert with our chat application. So we are really coming to the end of this video. So guys, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also the like button. So right now we are able to insert, so I can insert as many things I want to insert. So let me refresh this app because I want to see whether I can be catching the request on our console. You can see one of the requests says post. So let's just save that up, see what's gonna happen. So whenever we get a message, you can say subscribe and like. Now actually it's not showing it, but you can really understand that we are able to insert into the database. So you can see subscribe and like now, and all these are very, very smooth without any bug, without any problem. So right now, let's find a way to populate the messages that we are getting in our chat room on the UI itself. So I'm going to go over to index.js and come a little bit down here. So we are going to get rid of this flat list you see with everything inside, because that's where we want to display the messages. So we are going to make use of the flat list, native based flat list. I'm going to close it this way. So it's going to accept a ref. The ref is going to be this ref. I don't think, okay, we are still going to make use of this ref because we defined the ref earlier. So which is going to be this dot flat list ref. Then on content size change, which is going to take the ref we just referenced to, then we can scroll to the end, scroll to end, because we want to be seeing the last message. We can set the animated true. You can close that. Then on layout itself, we want to also make use of the flat list, and we also have to scroll to the end, and we can also animate that to true. Then we can pass the data. The data is going to be coming from the array of messages that we defined earlier. So remember that it's coming from our state over here. So that's what we are using. So I'm just going to come down here, specify the data object. We're just going to pass the array of this props chart messages. It all depends on your choice. You can actually populate this automatically, or you can grab it from your props. Then the render item is going to we are going to create a function called render item. Then the render item is just going to grab everything from our item itself and pass it into the function by itself, and then we can handle our designs there, how the messages are going to show. Then there's a unique something on each flat list called key extractor, so that the IDs does not crash. So we are going to be needing the item.message ID. So I'm not going to save this now, because if I save this now, we are going to encounter a whole bunch of errors. So we are going to create the render item. Now at the top, I created one, but there are some couple things we are going to add to it. So I'm going to totally remove everything here, because I don't want any problem. I don't want us to have any error. So we are going to say the first one is we're going to return this.state. This.state.is from user. We don't have from user. Actually, this is from user means if the message is from me, but I don't really need this code anymore because I'm not handling that way. I'm just going to say the list item. Then we can pass if avatar. is going to accept the style of styles.chat list. Now, inside there, we're going to bring in a fragment. In the fragment, we have to say if is from the current user instead of is from user. You can pass the item.name. Okay. If yes, so what we are checking now, if the message or if the app user is me, all you just have to do is to return the left, else it's going to return nothing. So we also have to do for the right. So in this the left itself is going to accept let's pass the style first. So the style is going to be styles dot left. But guys, sorry please, styles dot left. So we are going to check for the item type. So the type is going to be coming from our back end. So if you can recall, in our socket.io, we are emitting a type here. So if the type happens to be a bot, we want to handle that. And if you can check here, you can see the type of bot. So we want to handle something that alerts us whenever the user joins the chat room. So that's exactly what we are doing now. And the chat action, or the chat action in the index.js. So I have to say if item.type. So remember that this item is coming from the render item from our flat list. So if it's a bot, all we just have to do is let me just put no for now. All we just have to do is to bring in the image and pass the source of we use a Lego. So this image we bought it earlier, so you can see it here at the top. So this bot icon here. So that's what we're going to be using. Then we can close that image so that we don't see any error. But in the case it's not a bot, all you just have to do is to put the thumbnail, and the thumbnail is going to accept a source of boy. And a style of width 28.95, then a height, let me just close this, height of 40.23. So let's save that and see what we've done so far. I think we shouldn't experience any error, we shouldn't see any error. So it's going to make a request, and we already have some couple of messages, but can't find the ref. And this is coming from our flat list. So let's go down and check our flat list. Can't find this.ref. So over here I made a mistake. So it's supposed to be a callback. It's gonna be a ref. Yeah. So a ref. So let's save that again. So you say this.prop does chat messages. So we are not getting our messages, and that's because we didn't bring that in our map state props. So let's check. So right here we just have to bring in the chat, which is gonna be state.chat. So let's save that again to see what's gonna give us. So we don't have any error again. Oh, this is the props does chat. Yes, we brought in the chat. load messages, which is definitely going to return state.chat. So guys, the problem is coming from this .proc.chat messages. For now, let's just put an array. Maybe when we are done, we can now see what's going to happen. But let me kind of console.log console.run this.props.chat. So let's see what's gonna what is going to show us for now. So let me see what's gonna show us. So we are going to make a request, which is correct. Oh, it's saying undefined. So we are not getting anything from messages, even though we are making a request to messages. Oh, getting message over here, which is going to select everything from. So let's kind of console.log results, and let's do that again. The chat actions, save that, and let's see the problem. So guys, sorry for all this delay, but we are still getting the messages. Yes, we got every single message. Then it's going to come over to the chat action. It's going to load the messages, which is let's say, let me just close this down, which is going to return the result as an array, and load messages, which is gonna get every message. It's gonna dispatch load messages. So let's console.run here. So guys, the problem is coming from this place, just like I mentioned earlier. So for us to handle that, we need to make sure that this only shows whenever we return our messages. If not, nothing should happen. So we just have to come here and say, if this.props.chat.messages, then .length is greater than 0. Then we want to show everything in the flat list, else we just want to show nothing. So that's exactly what we need to do to settle every form of error. So I just have to get rid of this here. Oh, sorry. Just format that. Okay, let's save that and see what's gonna happen. So let's observe what's gonna happen. It's going to show all the messages. It's going to make a request and get the messages. Same thing happening. So I guess it's also coming from the top. So guys, as I was trying to figure out what the problem was, I came to understand that in my reducers, I didn't include this chat reducer. So over here, just come to your reducer and reference to the chat and pass the chat reducer, so that we can be able to make use of the chat reducer while we are in our map state to props. We can be able to make use of the props there. So let's see whether we are going to encounter that. The length, it now says the length. So we have this dot props. Let me just remove this line of code and console.run this dot props. Let's kind of see what's happening. So guys, sorry for all these delays. So in this dot props we have message, So we have message chat user. The chat user is coming from and also okay. I think one more thing we need to check is our reducer at the top here. I set this to messages, not message. So all these things are messages. Let's kind of check that again to see whether we are going to encounter any error. Just hit undo. So we have this props.messages. So let's see what's going to happen. It's going to grab the message, and you can see we don't have any error. And that's how we can grab from our back end. So lastly, there's no data there. So all you just have to do is to still pass this .props.chat.messages. So let's just pass that. I made a mistake right now. This is supposed to be inside the object, not inside an array. So let's see what's gonna happen. So guys, sorry for that noise. So you can see we don't have any error, but the message itself. Okay, let's kind of complete the body of the message to see what's gonna show. So let's find a style of container, and over here, inside of it, the touchable opacity. Inside the touchable opacity, we have text. It's going to be a note with a style of styles.chat name. And inside the text, you can pass the item.name. So let me just complete this body totally. So let's kind of save to see what we have so far. Oh, nothing is showing. So guys, I made some couple of changes, on my reducer. I'm going to make available the source code for you to grab the codes that I put down here, so that you don't have to delay, because I don't want to delay this video again. So you can see right now we have the user itself, and the touchable opacity is all because in the index.js over here we wrapped this thing with touchable opacity, and whenever we click on it, you can see the effect of the touchable opacity. Now, any incoming message is going to be like this. So we want to align the one that another user sent for us on the right. The ones that we send can be on the right or the left. The one a user sent for us can be either on the right or the left. So that is why in our stage we define something called the current user, because we are going to be making use of that to handle it. So beneath the body, all you just have to say is this is state.current user. If it's not equal to the item.name, then all you just have to do is, let me just put null here at first. We have to align one of them to the right, and now we can pass a style of styles.right, and inside the styles.right you can pass the item type, which is either a bot. We check whether it's a bot. If it's a bot, just return the image just like we have for the left one. Then the source is going to be the Lego, but in the case it's not that, then we have to bring in the thumbnail. The source is going to be the boy. You can pass the style. You can give it a width of because it's an icon, same width we gave to the other one, 95. You can give it a height of 40.23. So we have something going wrong here. This double brackets. So Let's save that. So let's see what we've done so far. So you can see we have a message that's going to dispatch that somebody just joined the chat room, and we have all these messages that I sent. So your own text is going to be how you can display the message. So I'm just going to I'm just going to give you an idea. It's going to be something like this: a text that is going to take a style of styles.chat message. So over here, you can now pass your message. So that's going to be your own text. But for clarity's sake, let me just put it down. So it's going to be a message. So let's save that. And you can see the message that I sent earlier is going to now show properly. So first of all, it's going to dispatch and tell me that a user just joined the room, and that user is me. And you can see, hello, Samuel, welcome to the Both Skills room. And this is coming from our back end that we did earlier. So over here, you can see, welcome to the room. So let's say one more time, hello. That's showing because of the console.log. Oh, sorry guys for this. It's kind of funny. So that's showing because of this we have here. So let me save that properly. But you can understand that right now we can actually send and receive message. So anyone that downloads our application can actually send and receive message with our application. So guys, even as you have watched this video, it's kind of take a couple time to fix something like this in order to teach it perfectly. So the only way you can appreciate me is to hit the like button and also the subscribe button. So I can say, please, oh, sorry for that. You can say over here, please subscribe and like the video. So you can see immediately I send that, it's going to just automatically send it to the back end, and we are going to have a response immediately. So that's how we can use socket.js, MySQL, and React Native to build a live chat application. So thank you guys. Don't forget to hit the like button and also the subscribe button.